What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Boston Bruins franchise mode series. And we are in the playoffs. In the last video, we made a couple of trades for Matt Zuccarello and Reed Boucher to throw on the left side of our forward lines. Even though Zuccarello is a right winger, he is left-handed, so we threw him over there. And so the hope there was to get more NHL ready guys on the left side, and particularly to improve our second line and our third line scoring, as we had Zaka on the second and Rantanen on the third, and neither of them were performing well, and the overall line performance was suffering as a result. So now, I'll show you guys the lines when we get in there, if you do not remember from the last video. So we are playing the Montreal Canadiens in the first round, our rivals, with the Kevin Shattenkirk ordeal. And looking at the ratings, we have a 3-point advantage, or a 2-point advantage in the offense. They have a 2-point advantage in the defense, and they have a 3-point advantage in the net. So yeah, Carey Price is still kicking it for the Habs. Still better than Rask in terms of overall and probably stats from the season, I would imagine. Especially with how good their defense is, I would imagine that Carey Price has some pretty damn good stats from the season. So these are our lines. So there's Zuccarello on the second and Reed Boucher on the third, and Zaka is our fourth line center as an 86 overall. And I was going to see if he was mad about ice time, but it looks like some of his stats have gone up since we've made that change, so that's good news. So let's get into the Montreal Canadiens. Here are their forward lines. They got a pretty solid first line right there in Pacioretty, Galchenyuk, and Radulov. Power forward, playmaker, and sniper, so pretty good mix there. I would imagine they've been pretty damn good this season, and they're definitely going to be the focal point of the Canadiens scoring. And especially looking at the rest of their lines, they are not very good. Brandon Gallagher on the second line is easily their best player that is not on the first line. And then Yarncroke, and then outside of that, pretty slim pickings. So they got Sherbach, Hudon, and Gallagher on the second, 82, 83, 87. Playmaker and two-way forwards. The third line, they got Michael McCarron, Andreas Martinson, and Kalle Yarncroke. So an 83, 82, 85. Power forward, playmaker. So that line, a little bit of physicality there, and then Yarncroke with the skill. On the fourth line, we got Stubborn Mateau. If you'll remember from last season, he scored a couple goals on us and made me literally stub my toe, because I said I would when he scored, and he scored in game 1, I believe. He might have had the first goal of the series. I don't know. I could be making this up right now. I really don't remember. So there's Stubborn Mateau is the fourth line left winger, and they also have Andrew Shaw and Dwight King on the fourth line. So a pretty physical fourth line. Power forward, grinder, and power forward. Those guys are not the most skilled. So the thing here is shutting down their first line. I would imagine if we shut down their first line, then their bottom 9 is not good enough to provide enough goal scoring to win a playoff series, especially against our team. So we will take a look at their defensemen, which I imagine are outstanding. And I'm not overly surprised by their lines, or overly scared, I guess, except for the top pairing, obviously, with Shattenkirk and Shea Weber. Those dudes are amazing. But same story here. Shut down their first line of Shattenkirk and Weber, and we should be good. They also have Yemelin and Petrie, a couple of defensive defensemen on the second pairing, and then Jordy Ben and Nathan Beaulieu on the third pairing. So they got a defensive defenseman and a two-way down there. So the top line, offense and defense, we will look to shut those guys down, and I believe we will have a cakewalk if we can do that. I say that, and then we're probably going to get swept or something. But in the net, they got Carey Price, obviously probably the best goaltender in the game. Obviously a dominant force, and he might steal a couple games for the Habs in this series. Hope he doesn't, though. But we have Tuukka Rask, not too bad himself. So if you look at our lines compared to theirs, the first line you could argue that it's pretty even or that it's a wash. But outside of that, our forward lines just absolutely dominate theirs. So we look to get a lot of depth goal scoring from our guys. And then on defense, Vlasic's obviously pretty damn good, but unfortunately Carlo is still an 84, McAvoy still an 83, and O'Gara an 81. But on our left side, we were pretty solid. If things start going bad, I might just stack our top pairing guys and try to stack our offense a little bit. Maybe throw a guy like Krejci up on the first line, and then switch some stuff around down here. Who knows? But if things start going bad, we do have options and potential backup plans. As I needed a sip of water there before we get into the simulation. So I believe we are the home team. We will have home ice advantage. We play in TD Garden for game 1 of the playoffs. Just want to make sure. And yes, we do have home ice advantage. That's not where I want to go. I want to go look at the Montreal Canadiens stats for the regular season, just to see where they're getting their scoring from, and see if what I expect will happen in this playoff series held true throughout the regular season. So let's find the Habs. There they are. Shattenkirk led their team with 61 points. Radulov, Pacioretty, and Galchenyuk with 57 and 56 points. So even I don't know. Weber with 53. So the top pairing and the top forward lines all with 50 plus points on the season, but only one guy eclipsed 60, and so that leads me to believe that they're either a really defensive team, or they're actually getting some depth scoring, and they've put up pretty decent numbers throughout the rest of the lineup. The second line there of Gallagher, Sherbak, and Hudon are in the 40s. Then Martinson and McCarron are in the 30s, with Yarncroke surprisingly on the third line, only 23 points, but it looks like he was traded mid-season because he's missing 1 game played, so who knows what happened there. And yeah, Chris Terry used to be in the lineup for the Habs, but he got sent down when they acquired Yarncroke. Stubmato 22, and then their defense down here. So let's see how good Carey Price was. And he put up a 236 GAA, pretty good, and a 922 save. So those numbers are pretty good, but it could be a lot worse for us. He could be in the 2.1 or 2 GAA with a 93 save percentage, but he's not. So let's get right into the sim. Game 1 at the Garden. We're hyped on Causeway Street, so let's see what happens in the first period. And Dwight King gets a goal, the 4th line power forward for the Habs. They outshot us by 5 that period, so let's just get to the second period. And we outshot them in that period by 7, so we're up by 2 in shots, but we could not solve Carey Price. So, oh, there's Pasternak. I was about to say that we might struggle solving Carey Price in this series, but we got one from Pasta and Marchand right in the same spot, so we can keep getting those shots from our top forward line right between the hash marks. That'll be great. Radulov scores from the neutral zone. Oh, EA, and Pacioretty scores from the point somewhat. Alright, so that's unfortunate. They got one of those classic NHL 17 stupid simulation engine goals from the neutral zone. There's no way Rask is giving up a goal from there in real life, but whatever. So we showed some life there in the third period. We made a comeback and took the lead, but we eventually gave it up, and we've lost home ice advantage. So they say you're not in trouble until you lose at home, and we got that out of the way very quickly. So Carey Price with a 94 save, Radulov with 2 points, and Marchand with a goal to round out the 3 stars. I don't know. Maybe that's just a fluke performance. We just need to solve Carey Price quickly. We need to solve that quickly and get past him as soon as possible. Get our guys some momentum and let them know that he is human. He is human. So game 2 in Boston. This is going to be a real big one for us. We need this game, and that is a poor start. So they started off with a goal from Michael McCarron from the half boards, and they got one from Yarncroke from between the hash marks. So that third line for him, I believe McCarron was third line. Yeah, that sounds about right. So that third line scored 2 goals for the Canadiens in the first period, and we outshot them by 4. So Carey Price with another dominant period against us, especially to start the game off. So second period, Oh, fuck. Well, there goes the series, boys. We're looking ahead to Season 4 and how we're going to recuperate and return for next season. Krejci gets one to bring it within one, but Pacioretty and Radulov score. So their first line showed up in that second period. Let's just get on the third period and get this game over with. Yarncroke scores. Jesus Christ. Pacioretty scores. My God. All right. We get it. We get it. We'll need... I guess we need... Oh, my God. Andrew Shaw's pouring it on. So hopefully... if our guys can get a takeaway from this game is that we do not want to be fucking embarrassed again. We do not want to be fucking embarrassed. We need to go to Montreal and fucking punch their teeth in Game 3. We can't just lay down like we did in this game. So Carey Price, third star. McCarron and Pacioretty with 3 points. I just want to see if anyone was absolutely horrid in that game or if it was a pretty evenly even thing. So that Krejci and Zuccarello -4s. Boucher, Brodin, Pastrnak, Vlasic. So a little bit of everybody, but Krejci, Zuccarello -4 is not pretty. I'm gonna tinker. I'm gonna tinker with our lineup. It did not work in games 1 and 2, particularly in game 2. My goodness, we got destroyed. So I don't know, man. I do not know. So there's Zacha losing a little bit of morale because of ice time. But he was still like the dark green, super happy face. So I would imagine that it's no biggie. Although we did drop to an 85, probably because we got our asses handed to us. So we need to fix our lines a little bit. Shit. Let's just do... Try to see who has bad defensive ratings. So our fourth line does, but Boucher has a bad defensive rating, so I kind of want to put him with Bergeron. Let's check out the points for 2 games. 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. So, I don't know. I just don't know. We're just going to do something crazy. I have no idea. Just tinkering to tinker because we need to do something. We need to do something. I don't care what. I don't care what it is that we're doing. It just needs to be something, you know? You know? Alright. We'll try that. And our defense, we are going to go with this. So getting that top pairing of Brodin and Vlasic, and then just getting the best players throughout, mixing and matching some player types with Krug and Carlo, and then O'Gara and McAvoy. Is there anyone from the AHL that we can call up? Nope. Alright, so what we have now is what we're going with. I could throw in Mike Fisher, but I don't see the point in that. It would be a significant downgrade. I guess I could put him in there for Riley Nash, but nah. It's just meh. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this team is constructed pretty well. The only problem is, I guess, the depth on our blue line. But there's nothing really we can do about that. Oh, I thought something crazy happened. Let's just see if we can score on this power play. Nope. Okay, so first period, Krejci gets one. There we go. Scoring an early goal on Carey Price. Our first period goal of the series. Scored it from the right face-off circle. Shots are even. Second period, no goals there. We outshot them by 4 that period, so good to see that. We just need to get another insurance goal. Okay, they did not score on the power play. Scared me a little bit as we are playing well since the power play ended. We get one. Nope, we cannot score on our power play. 8 minutes left, 7 minutes. Come on, boys, need this game. Fucking hell. Galchenyuk scores. Jesus Christ. So, overtime? At least? Overtime. Alright, we're going to overtime. We outshot them by 10 that period. Not that period. We outshot them by 10 total. We might have outshot them by 10 that period. I think we outshot them by 6 that period. So damn it. That was a game. This is a game we really need. If we lose this game, the series is over. We'd be lucky to get back to Boston to see a game 5. So we really need this game. This is a huge game. I don't know if I can emphasize that anymore. Let's just get right into the sim before I keep repeating myself. We just need anyone to show up. And Hosang shows up. Thank you, Jesus. AKA Hosang. He scores from the right face-off circle. I don't even know what lines he's on anymore. I don't even know what players are on what lines. I just know we need to perform better. And we get one back from the Canadiens. So we will see another game in Boston, and we might be able to start a streak. I mean, if we win this next game, we get back to Boston with 2 games of momentum. We get a home game. We could go up 3-2 really easily. And even if we lose this game, we could start something at Boston in Game 5. I don't even know. I don't know. Okay, Game 2 in Montreal. Game 4 of the series, down 2-1. First period, Brandon Carlo scored. What? Why is Brandon Carlo right in front of the goaltender? What is he doing up there? I don't care though. We outshot them 10-3 in the first period. Another fantastic first period for us. It looks like the road team performs better early on. Not sure why that might be. So second period, nothing happened there. Oh my God, they outshot us terribly in that second period, 16-7. And they are outshooting us by 2 in the game. Let's get on to the third. So we need to hold on to this 1-goal lead. Get one for insurance. Get one for insurance, and then Tuukka Rask needs to come in. Zuccarello, there's the insurance from the left circle, and a power play. Power play? Nope. Okay. So Rask. Oh my God, Rask. Why did I even say your name? Galchenyuk scores, and they get a power play, and Hudon scores for the Canadiens. Zuccarello! Zuccarello from the Hashies. Clappies from the Hashies. Is that going to be the game winner? Is it going to be the game winner? Turris. Turris gets the empty netter. Thank you, Jesus. So Zuccarello, a big-time trade deadline acquisition for us, gets 2 goals in the third period of this game. Thank you, Zuccarello. My goodness. So yeah, we tried our hardest to blow that lead there in the third period, but Zuccarello was not having it. More water for me. I don't know why my throat gets so dry, my mouth gets so dry when I do these videos. It's just I have a problem with like talking for a certain period of time. It just gets to my mouth. So Zuccarello, 2 goals, Krejci 2 assists, and Rask was our second star. All right, take a breather. It's 2-2. The home team has won every single game so far in this series, but we are headed back to Boston. Headed back to Boston for Game 5 with a tied series. We are back in it. We've clawed back in Montreal. Strong showing there from our guys. Good resiliency. We faced adversity there, and we came through. So can we keep coming through here in Game 5 and complete what we started here? So first period, they get one from Hudon from the right circle. They're out shooting us by 2. Score is 1-0. Second period, we get one from Torrey Krug. There we go, from the right point. Not sure why he was on the right point as a left-hander. Was it a power play? McCarron high-sticking double minor. So it was a power play goal for us there. Good shit. Okay, we're outscoring them by 3. Fucking third period. They get a penalty. They get a power play really quick. We kill it off. So come on, boys. Another penalty kill. Jesus Christ. Who's taking these penalties? Who was taking Carlo and Zacha? So Carlo got a penalty for holding stick. That's not even in the game. You can't even do that in the game if you're playing. And then Zacha got one absolutely as far from our net as possible. Good job, Zacha, you piece of shit. All right. Continuing on with the simulation. 5 minutes left. Come on, boys. Come on, please. Just finish it now. Please, finish it now. Finish it now. All right, going to overtime. They are out shooting us by 2 on the game, and they had a pretty dominant third period there as they had a couple of power plays, and we could not get the puck to the right side of the ice, it looks like. All right, Zuccarello came up big for us last game, and Turris got the empty netter. So can we get a goal from Reed Boucher here in overtime? Can we get one? It doesn't have to be Reed Boucher, it can be anybody, but if it was Boucher, I'd be happy, as we fail to score on the power play, and Radulov gets one for the Canadiens. The 2 goaltenders were first and second star, and Radulov with the OT winner was your third star. Son of a bitch. So The good news is that the road team has won every single game of the series, and we are playing in Montreal next game. The bad news is the road team has won every game of the series, and Game 7 is in Boston. So I don't know, man. I don't know why is the road team winning every single game? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense. All right. Let's check out our lines really quick. Last time I made a line change, we won 2 games in a row. So 4 points, 2 points, and 4. 0 for Boucher. 0 for Boucher. Jesus. All right, and 0 for Lindholm. 0 for Lindholm and Boucher. So I'm gonna throw Boucher down there on the 4th line, maybe. Yeah. So we'll have Riley Nash as our center, Kyle Connor and Reed Boucher on the 4th line, because you fuckers aren't doing anything. We'll put Zuccarello on the 2nd. I don't even know. I do not even know. This is not a very offensive 3rd line. Not a very offensive-minded 3rd line whatsoever. Let's see. I don't think Marchand and Hosang are the best line mates, just because they're both pretty much goal scorers for us this season. But they're probably our 2 best forwards so far. Them and Zuccarello. Probably our best forwards in this playoff series. I just don't know what to do. We're just not playing well. We're not playing well. We should be beating the Canadiens right now, but they're getting goals from all sorts of different lines, and we just are not. We are not doing the same. Oh. Alright, whatever. We're just going to go to Game 6 in Montreal. And if we win, we win. If we lose, fucking on to next season. Don't know what to do. Don't know why this team's not working out. Maybe the Habs are just better than us. As Kyle Turris scores. There we go. Kyle Turris gets one 3 minutes into the game. That's a great start. Really great start. The times we've had good start, it seems like we have been ruining it in the 2nd period. Okay. Still out shooting them by 4. Outshot them by 3 in the 1st. So that period we outshot them by 1. And we did not give up a goal, but we also did not score a goal. So let's go into the 3rd period. Brad Marchand scores. There we go. So now we got 2-goal lead. Can Tuukka Rask hold on to it? Okay. All right. Probably not, as Gallagher. Power play. Come on. No power play. Gallagher scores there from the left face-off circle. 3 minutes left. Come on, Tuukka Rask. Come on. Vlasic. There we go. Vlasic scores, and Krug gets an empty netter. Game 7. We're headed to a Game 7 in Boston. That's the good news. Game 7, we forced it, and we are playing at home. Turris has 3 points, Marchand 2. Rask was the 3rd star. Pretty damn good save percentage in that game. Good news, we're headed back to Boston for our Game 7. Bad news, home team is 0-6 in our playoff series. So we got the last series left. Looking around the league, the Caps and Flyers won. The winner between us and the Habs will get the Lightning. The Blues beat the Blackhawks in a rivalry playoff matchup. Stars win, and the Canucks will be facing the Ducks once again in the Western Conference playoffs. The Ducks-Canucks rhyming match will be a thing once again. So, fuck it. Game 7. Game 7. Who has the biggest balls on our team? Who is going to show up for a primetime performance in Game 7, or the last game left? All eyes on us around the nation, around North America, and around the world. Let's go, Boston Bruins. First period. Fuck. Just fuck. I think I put too much pressure on them by telling them that literally everyone was watching. So I might have fucked us there. Alright, boys. Everyone has turned their TV off. Everyone has turned their TV off around the world, around North America, around the nation. No one is watching this game. And there we go. Bergeron scores from the right face-off circle on Carey Price. So, all right, boys. It is a tie game headed into the third period of Game 7 in the NHL playoffs. But no one gives a shit. No one's watching this game. No one's watching you. No one cares. Third period. Can we do it? We just need to get one more goal, boys. Just one more. Come on. Come on. Come on. And we give up a power play goal to Jeff Petrie Dish. Jesus, the defensive defenseman on their second pairing scores a power play goal. McAvoy! Charlie McAvoy! Charlie fucking McAvoy. My God. He scores with 3 minutes left in Game 7 against our hated rivals. Jesus. We're being outshot by 1. But that's okay because we're headed to overtime. As for some reason my voice just cut out. I think I lagged a little bit in real life. Alright. So, overtime of Game 7 against our hated rivals. And I'm out of breath. And I'm nervous. And I'm sweating. So let's just get right into overtime. Don't blink, you might miss it. Oh, we can't convert on the power play. We cannot convert. Fuck. Max Pacioretty. Max Pacioretty. All right, 2 years in a row we lose to the Montreal Canadiens and Kevin Shattenkirk. Pacioretty gets the Game 7 overtime winner. And so much for home ice advantage. God damn it, EA. Seriously? Fucking home team's 0-7 in a playoff series? Is that a fucking joke? Is that a fucking joke? In a rivalry series at that. In a rivalry series. Where the fans are going to be hyped up the fucking most. They're going to be making the most difference. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright. I don't know. That was super fucking disappointing. Apparently you don't need forwards. Apparently you don't need forwards. We can throw a bunch of 82s on our second line and still win playoff series. All you need is a couple 90 overall defensemen and a fucking 95 goalie. You beat anybody. Jesus Christ, man. What do we do for next season? Comment down below. What do we do for next season? Please tell me, 'cause I don't know. I mean, looking at our team is better than the Canadiens. We were better. And I swear, if we would have had a 95 overall goaltender, the roles would have been reversed. He would have played like shit. God damn it. Alright. I'm sorry for this disappointment. As you can tell, I'm not happy with our result. I'm so unhappy that I just completely forgot that I'm not supposed to look at my friends list during the stream, or while I'm recording. Oh, all right, man. All right, I'm just gonna send him to the draft here, and then go hang myself or something. I don't know. Jesus Christ. So the Canucks won the Stanley Cup playoffs. At least the Habs didn't win. And we're going to have a hell of an off season here because we are in a little bit of cap trouble. We're in a little bit of cap trouble. So, Kings have 2 lottery picks. The Rangers get the first overall pick. Nothing really notable there. So yeah, the cap situation. So Mike Fisher retired. I'm glad he did. It was last year's contract anyway. We were not going to re-sign him, so that's okay. So, if you remember in the last video, I traded for Zuccarello, and he was on the last year of his deal, and I don't think we'll be able to afford him next season. Carlo, McAvoy, are needing new contracts, and Hosang needs a new contract. They're all on their entry-level deals, so we're gonna have to be paying up there. The Canadians lost round 2 in 6, so thank you, Lightning, as Lightning went all the way to the Cup final and lost 4-2 to the Vancouver Canucks, who steamrolled their way through the playoffs, did not have a single Game 7. Okay, so let's go see what the Canucks look like. Let's see what a Stanley Cup winning team looks like as we look at our stats really quick. Hosang 7 points, Marchand 6, Turris Bergeron 5. Guys that did not show up. Pastrnak only had 1 point in the playoffs. Lindholm had a fucking donut. Might as well just stay at home, bud. Go fucking, I don't know. Like why does this? Look at his stats. How does he go scoreless in a 7-game series on the third line? When a guy like Hudon on their team, 82 overall, had fucking 5 goals. I don't know. Let's go look at Vancouver. Louis Eriksson, over a point a game guy. So I feel bad for Reed Boucher. I did not think that the Canucks were going to be a contender. Their best forward was Louis Eriksson at 86 and Reed Boucher at 86. And if you look at their team, like, how the fuck is this a Stanley Cup winning team? How the fuck does this team win the fucking Stanley Cup? Oh my god. So I guess it's their defensive core. I got 87, 86, 87, and 88. So we're missing another top 4 defenseman. Although Troy Stetcher is pretty damn good in 84, 14 points. Yo Levy was plus 17, my goodness. So we're going to need some defensive progression next year, it looks like. As Demko was our goalie, 85. Oh my god. EA, come on now. How is this team a Stanley Cup winning fucking team? With a bunch of 85s and 86s. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't get it. Do not get it. Apparently I don't know how this game works. Thought it did. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Radulov 17 points in 13 games. Pacioretty was a point a game. So Hudon scored 4 goals against us in the first round. Nada in the second round. Yarncroke fell all the way down to an 82. Jesus Christ. Alright, so that happened. That happened. Alright. Price was insane in the playoffs. We know. How was Demko? Demko, 918 save. 238 GAA. That's what it takes to win the cup. Like, come on, man. Come on. 261. 911. Rask was not good enough in the playoffs, and we were not good enough. So I'm gonna take a look at our trade values, just show you guys what's there. Maybe try to get an idea of what to do in the off season, because whatever we did this season did not work. Alright, so here's what it looks like. Looking at our forward core, Bergeron and Krejci are 33. We might look to get rid of Krejci, but Bergeron is untouchable for us. Not moving him out for anything. So we have 10 guys that are listed as the top two forward line players, and they did not show up. Also, Zaka needs a new contract. So that's what the contracts look like too. We are going to be in a heap of cap trouble. That's why I might need to get rid of Krejci and his 7.25. I'm not going to play Destiny, buddy. Not want to join your Destiny group, as I forgot to turn off notifications. I apologize for that. I'm doing it as the video ends. That's really smart by me. Really smart. I'm really thrown off. Really thrown off by how he performed in the playoffs. His Lindholm's trade value is pretty low now. Boucher is pretty low. Man. So Krejci might be on his way out with his cap hit. Not a fan of it. And we need to both make room for these younger guys to come up and play more minutes and hopefully progress some. And we need more cap space to sign those young guys. Good news is they're probably going to be RFAs, so worst comes to worst, we can get quite a few draft picks out of them. Some higher end draft picks, and defensively, this is what we have. Hopefully, hopefully Liljegren makes a pretty big jump this offseason. With his offensive stats, we could definitely use that in the NHL. Maybe pair him with a more defensive-minded guy. So yeah, we might look to move out Krug, I guess. Not in the off season. It would take getting to the beginning of next season and looking at some of our player progressions to see if we can afford to get rid of his $5.25 million contract. And then Tuukka Rask, as we see here, insane trade value, but we're still trying to win right now. And he is easily our best option in net to do so. So, really disappointing result for us there. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, not necessarily the result, but if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. If you get off on people being really upset with their video games, or if you know somebody that does, direct them here. And direct them to my reaction when we got scored on in Game 7. Complete and utter silence. So that's going to be it for this video. In the next video, we will do some off-season. We might be making some big changes. We might not. I really don't know right now. I don't want to make any rash decisions in this state of mind. Alright, guys. See you next time. Jesus fucking Christ. I just don't know. I don't know. Fuck. Sorry. Sorry for that disappointing performance.